Hey everyone, welcome back to AI Podcaster. Today, we're going deep on something pretty fascinating, the quest for human longevity.
Ooh, this is a good one.
I know, right? I mean, who hasn't looked in the mirror and thought, maybe aging isn't all it's cracked up to be? We've all been there, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's like a universal human experience.
Totally. And for centuries, this idea of living forever has been the stuff of myths and legends.
Fountain of youth and all that jazz.
Exactly. But here's the thing, now, science is actually starting to catch up with these wild dreams.
It's mind-blowing how fast this field is moving.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So the big question is, could we actually be on the verge of cracking the code of aging and extending our lifespans dramatically? That's what we're here to explore.
Let's dive in. What I find so captivating about this field is that it's just moving at an incredible pace.
It really is.
We've gone from basically accepting aging as this inevitable fact of life to actually uncovering its biological mechanisms.
Right.
And now we're developing tools that could potentially allow us to manipulate those very mechanisms.
It's pretty wild. So before we get into all the mind-blowing tech, I think it's important to ground ourselves in the basics. What exactly is aging beyond just getting older?
Yeah, good point. It's definitely more than wrinkles and gray hair. It's a biological process where damage accumulates at a cellular level over time.
Okay.
Our cells, they struggle to repair themselves as we age, and this leads to a decline in function across the entire body. Scientists have identified several key hallmarks of this aging process, and understanding those is crucial to developing interventions.
Hallmarks of aging. I'm all ears. Give me the rundown.
All right, so one is cellular senescence.
Okay.
This is where cells essentially stop dividing and become like those party guests who just refuse to leave.
Oh,
And not only do they overstay their welcome, but they start causing trouble. They release harmful substances that damage surrounding cells, and this actually accelerates the aging process. It's like a chain reaction of cellular dysfunction.
so we've got these grumpy old cells wreaking havoc. What else is happening at the cellular level?
Another major culprit is telomere shortening. Telomeres are like protective caps on the ends of our chromosomes.
Oh,
You can think of them like the plastic tips on shoelaces that prevent them from fraying.
I see.
Each time a cell divides, these telomeres get a little bit shorter.
So kind of like a biological clock.
Exactly. And eventually they get so short that the chromosomes become vulnerable to damage, which can lead to a whole cascade of problems.
It's like a cellular clock ticking away, and those telomeres are getting shorter with every tick. Is there anything we can do about that?
That's where the really exciting research comes in. Scientists are exploring ways to activate telomerase,
Okay.
which is an enzyme that can actually lengthen telomeres.
Oh, wow.
And this has shown some promising results in lab studies, potentially slowing down or even reversing the cellular aging process.
Hold on, rewinding the cellular clock. That's straight out of a sci-fi movie.
Mhm.
What else are scientists targeting in this battle against aging?
Another fascinating area is the development of senolytics. These are drugs that are designed to specifically eliminate those troublesome senescent cells we talked about earlier.
Oh, wow.
Imagine being able to clear out these dysfunctional cells, essentially hitting the reset button on aging tissues. Studies in mice have shown that senolytics can not only slow down aging, but also improve physical function and extend lifespan.
So we're not just patching up the damage, we're getting rid of the bad actors altogether. That's a game changer. What other groundbreaking approaches are being explored in this field?
Well, regenerative medicine is another area with immense potential. This involves using stem cells, which are like the body's master builders, to repair and regenerate damaged tissues and organs.
Okay.
Think of it as replacing worn-out parts with brand new ones. Scientists are even working on ways to reprogram adult cells back into a stem cell-like state, which could revolutionize how we treat age-related diseases.
Reprogramming cells. It's like taking an old car and restoring it to factory condition. Are there any specific examples of how this is being applied in the context of aging?
Absolutely. Researchers are exploring stem cell therapies for conditions like heart disease, Parkinson's disease, and even Alzheimer's disease.
Wow.
The goal is to not only treat the symptoms, but to actually repair the underlying damage and potentially restore lost function.
That's incredible. It seems like we're moving from simply managing age-related diseases to actually targeting the root causes of aging itself. This is seriously mind-blowing stuff.
It really is a paradigm shift in how we think about aging. And this new perspective is opening up possibilities that were once considered science fiction. One of the most fascinating concepts is longevity escape velocity. It was proposed by Dr. Aubrey de Grey.
Longevity escape velocity.
Yeah.
That sounds intense. What does it mean?
Essentially, it's the idea that we could develop therapies that repair age-related damage faster than it can accumulate.
Okay.
Imagine staying one step ahead of aging, constantly rejuvenating your body so you never actually reach that point of decline.
So it's like a never-ending race against aging, constantly repairing and regenerating to stay ahead of the curve.
Exactly. And some futurists believe that this could lead to radical life extension, potentially even surpassing the limits of our current biological lifespan. We're talking about the possibility of living for centuries or even indefinitely.
Whoa, that's getting into some uncharted territory. But before we get carried away with dreams of immortality, let's bring it back to the present. What can we as individuals do right now to support healthy aging and potentially extend our own lifespans?
That's a great question. While we're waiting for those futuristic therapies, there's a lot we can do to take control of our own longevity. And the good news is that many of the factors that influence lifespan are within our control.
So we're not just passive bystanders in the aging process. We can actually take action to shape our own longevity.
Absolutely. Lifestyle choices play a huge role. Regular exercise, a balanced and nutritious diet, stress management techniques, quality sleep. These are all crucial factors in supporting healthy aging.
It's about taking ownership of our health and making choices that align with our longevity goals. But it's not just about living longer, right? It's about living better.
You're absolutely right. It's about extending health span, those years we live free from disease and disability. It's about feeling vibrant, energetic, and engaged, regardless of our chronological age.
This has been incredibly insightful, but we've only just scratched the surface of this fascinating topic. We'll be back in part 2 of this deep dive to explore more about the future of longevity research and the ethical considerations surrounding extended lifespan. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to AI Podcaster for part 2 of our deep dive into human longevity. Last time we really dug into the amazing science that's starting to unravel all the mysteries of aging.
It's really remarkable.
It is. But as we go deeper into this quest to extend lifespan, we can't ignore the ethical dilemmas that come with it. It's
Yeah.
like we're standing at the edge of this new frontier,
Right.
full of promise, but also potential peril.
You've hit the nail on the head. It really is this fascinating paradox. The very advancements that could lead to longer, healthier lives, they also raise these really profound questions about the kind of future we're creating. Like, for instance, let's consider overpopulation. Yeah, overpopulation is a huge concern even now. So if people start living significantly longer, wouldn't that put even more strain on the planet's resources? It almost seems counterintuitive, like the quest to preserve life could actually end up threatening the balance of our ecosystem.
That's a key point. We have to think about the collective impact of extended lifespans. It's not just about individual longevity, it's about the sustainability of our planet as a whole. Imagine a world with billions more people all competing for resources, consuming energy-generating waste. It's a scenario that demands some very careful consideration.
It's a really complex issue for sure, and it's not just about the physical environment, right? What about the social and economic implications? Like, our current systems are basically built around the assumption of a finite lifespan. So how would societies need to adapt to a world where people are living much longer?
Right. Imagine the impact on healthcare systems, retirement plans, even the structure of the workforce. Would people work for decades longer? Would retirement even be a concept in a world where lifespans are dramatically extended? These are questions that would require a fundamental rethinking of our societal norms and institutions.
It's almost like we'd need to reinvent society from the ground up to accommodate such a massive shift in human lifespan.
Yeah.
But let's zoom in a little bit from that societal level to the individual. How would living longer impact our personal lives, our relationships, our sense of purpose?
That's a really interesting aspect to think about. Our whole understanding of life is so deeply intertwined with knowing that it's finite. Death in many ways gives life meaning and urgency. It compels us to make the most of our time, cherish our relationships, pursue our passions.
If we remove that sense of finitude, would life lose its value? Would we become complacent, risk-averse, lacking the drive and ambition that comes from knowing our time is precious?
Those are profound questions. It's hard to say for sure how our perspectives would change, but it's definitely something to ponder. Imagine a world where you could potentially live for centuries. Would you approach your career, your relationships, your goals with the same intensity if you had an unlimited amount of time?
It really makes you wonder if the very things we value most, love, ambition, creativity, are actually fueled by our awareness of our own mortality. It's a bit of a philosophical mind bender.
Yeah.
And what about the impact on relationships? Human connection is so often shaped by that shared experience of time and knowing that our loved ones won't be with us forever.
That's a crucial point. The tapestry of human relationships is woven with threads of both joy and sorrow, of shared experiences, and the bittersweet awareness of eventual loss. If we were to live drastically different lifespans, how would that impact our bonds with loved ones? Would we experience the same depth of connection if we knew that some of us might outlive others by decades, centuries, even millennia?
It's a heart-wrenching thought, the idea of outliving our loved ones or witnessing them age and pass away while we remain relatively unchanged. It challenges our understanding of love loss and the nature of human connection.
It does. It raises questions about how we would navigate relationships, cope with grief, and find meaning in a world where lifespans are no longer synchronized. And these aren't just theoretical concerns. These are real-life dilemmas that we'll have to grapple with as these longevity technologies continue to advance.
It's a lot to wrap our heads around.
Yeah.
But amidst all these weighty ethical considerations, it's important to remember that the research being done in the pursuit of longevity is already having a positive impact on human health today.
Absolutely. The advancements in gene editing, senolytics, regenerative medicine, AI-driven healthcare, they're not just about adding years to our lives, they're about adding life to our years. These breakthroughs have the potential to treat age-related diseases, improve physical function, and enhance cognitive abilities, allowing people to live longer, healthier, and more fulfilling lives right now.
It's like a double win. We're pursuing this bold vision for the future while also reaping some very tangible benefits in the present. But with all this talk about extending lifespan, I have to ask, is immortality actually a realistic possibility? Or is it just science fiction?
It's a question that has fascinated philosophers and scientists for centuries, and honestly, the answer is still uncertain. While some researchers believe that radical life extension, even immortality, is within the realm of possibility, others remain skeptical. They argue that aging is this inherently complex process with limits that we may never be able to fully overcome.
So the jury's still out on whether we can actually cheat death indefinitely. But even if we never achieve true immortality, the quest itself is pushing the boundaries of scientific understanding and leading to incredible breakthroughs that are already improving human health.
Precisely. And that's what makes this field so exciting. It's a journey of discovery, innovation, and exploration, and where it leads us next is anyone's guess. But one thing's for sure, the pursuit of longevity is transforming how we think about aging health and the very nature of human existence.
Welcome back to AI Podcaster. As we wrap up our deep dive into human longevity, I have to say this journey has been quite the thought-provoking ride. We've gone from the cellular level of aging to the global impact of extended lifespans and everything in between.
It really has been a fascinating exploration, and I think what makes this topic so compelling is that it's constantly evolving. What we consider cutting edge today might seem commonplace in just a few years. So for this final part, let's step into the role of futurists and envision what might lie ahead in this quest for longevity.
I'm ready to don my futurist hat.
Yeah.
What are some of the emerging trends and technologies that have the potential to further revolutionize this field?
One area that I'm particularly excited about is the convergence of nanotechnology and medicine. Imagine microscopic robots, nanobots, designed to operate within the human body.
Nanobots. That sounds like something straight out of a science fiction novel.
It does, doesn't it? But if it could actually work, the possibilities are pretty mind-blowing. These tiny machines could target specific cells, deliver drugs with incredible precision, or even repair damage at the molecular level.
Wow. So what else is on the horizon?
Another area that's gaining a lot of traction is the study of the microbiome.
The microbiome.
Yeah, that vast community of microorganisms that live in and on our bodies. We're starting to understand just how crucial these microbial ecosystems are to our overall health and longevity.
So it's not just about our own human cells.
Hmm.
It's about the trillions of bacteria and other organisms that call us home. How could understanding the microbiome contribute to extending our lifespans?
Well, research suggests that a healthy and diverse microbiome can really bolster our immune system, enhance digestion, and even protect us against age-related diseases. Scientists are exploring ways to manipulate the microbiome through dietary interventions, probiotics, or even fecal transplants to promote longevity.
Fecal transplants. That's certainly a unique approach. It really highlights how complex and interconnected our bodies are. It's not just about targeting one specific mechanism, it's about understanding the whole system.
Precisely. And that systems-level approach is becoming more and more important in longevity research. We're moving away from simply trying to treat individual diseases or symptoms and towards this more holistic understanding of aging as a process that can be modulated and potentially even reversed.
So it's not just about extending a lifespan for the sake of living longer. It's about expanding health span. Those years we live free from disease and disability, enabling us to live more fulfilling and vibrant lives.
Exactly. And that's what makes this field so promising. It's not about chasing immortality for a select few. It's about improving the quality of life for everyone.
That's a message I think we can all get behind.
Uh,
As we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one key takeaway you hope our listeners will remember?
Whether or not we ever achieve immortality, the quest to understand and extend human lifespan is already transforming our understanding of health, aging, and what it means to live a truly thriving life. It's a journey of discovery, innovation, and ethical exploration, and it's a journey we're all on together.
Beautifully put. And as we navigate this uncharted territory, it's empowering to remember that we have the agency to make choices today that can support a longer, healthier, and more fulfilling life. So, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into human longevity. We hope you've gained some valuable insights and a renewed sense of wonder about the possibilities that lie ahead. Until next time, this is AI Podcasters signing off.